This short tutorial is about luminance layering. Specifically, it's about color and detail perception in astrophotography. Our brains are wired to detect detail, less so with color. Therefore, we end up colorizing our high-resolution detail with lower-resolution color. What this means in astrophotography is we take our highest resolution data with a colorless, a clear or luminance filter. With our cameras unbinned, that means all the pixels in the camera are being used to record unique information. And then we colorize that with lower resolution color frame. Generally, we bin those frames 2 by 2, making 4 pixels in a square one piece of information. That's important because we don't have a lot of sky time and we can take these binned color images much faster than we can unbinned, as we did with the high resolution monochrome luminance data. What we end up with is a high resolution luminance layer and a lower resolution RGB, red, green, blue layer. And when we combine those two, we get an LRGB composite. This is a technique developed by Dr. Okano in Japan in the late 1990s. Since we're talking about different layers, a high resolution luminance layer, a lower resolution chrominance layer, RGB, that's ideally suited for Photoshop, which excels at working in layers. Here's an example of Centaurus A. On the bottom, we have the low resolution chrominance data, the combined RGB. Taken bin 2 by 2, you can see it's a bit blurrier than the top layer, which is our high resolution luminance layer, taken unbinned with our monochrome camera using all the pixels for the highest resolution possible. In Photoshop, the RGB layer, the lower resolution chrominance, is sitting on the bottom, and the luminosity layer is sitting above in luminosity blending mode. And what that does is it allows the color from below to come up through the luminance layer and colorize the pixels in the luminance layer, making a colorized composite. So you get the best of both worlds. You get short data of intense color from the binned RGB images, colorizing the highest resolution detail you get from using all the pixels in your luminance layer, ending up with a great, vibrant astrophotograph.